an energetic leader that built high performance team. If you want to get electrified, you need to speak to him. He is known as a powerhouse. He is there in hackathon, be it a Toastmasters event or a mentoring session, and he's everywhere. Not sure how he balances time. He's a role model to many. So, do you want to know who he is? Hello. Hi there. Welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, The Guiding Voice for a Better Future. This podcast is to help professional students, IT employees, and entrepreneurs to shape their careers. Dear listeners, in every episode, we interact with industry leaders or thought leaders, academicians, or coaches across the globe to drive some insightful conversations that will help each one of you learn great things. Also, we share an interesting trivia or a fun fact about the IT world or technology towards the end. So stay tuned till the end to have maximum fun. Thank you for tuning in. This is Naveen and I'm with my co-host Sudhakar. So folks, as I mentioned, today we are going to bring you a most powerful leader who is going to share his journey right from being a customer service representative to becoming a MD of. And we are pleased to welcome Ravi to our show.
Thank you
Ravi
so much.
Motwani is currently working as Vice President and India Managing Director at Sincro, an Ansira company. Sincro is a leading provider of local marketing services and technologies for automotive clients in North America. Ravi is joining the show in his personal capacity, and of course, his views are purely personal. Ravi is a passionate operations and strategy leader with more than 20 years of diverse experience in leadership, organizational development, and client management role. He has proven track record of building highly motivated teams that has consistently overachieved its customer commitments. Ravi also loves coaching and mentoring. I'm sure by the end of the show, you will realize how he coaches and mentors in his professional journey. That is nothing less than a movie story of ups and downs with roller coaster ride. Ravi, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Sudhakar, for the wonderful introduction. And before we jump into the chat, a huge shout out to both of you for the phenomenal job that you're doing with Guiding Voice. I mean, 125 plus episodes in such a short period of time. I mean, you guys are nailing it. Congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Ravi. Guests and patrons like you are actually helping us to continue with this journey. So definitely looking forward for more such episodes from you and more references from you as well.
Sure.
So Ravi, in your professional career with more than 20 years of handling diversified job responsibilities and now becoming the India Managing Director, how has your journey been?
Well, though my professional career is 20 plus years, I started working much earlier when I was almost 16 years old, helping my dad with his family business. I did have my share of counter sales in those growing up years. The corporate life actually began after I did my MBA in 99 when I started as a customer service rep in a call center. At that time, the industry was very new. I remember working for 6 days a week, having rotational shifts, taking inbound calls, talking to US folks. And then I got a chance to work in Mumbai for 5 days. Now, two things I learned in Mumbai: the value of time and the energy there. It's just out of the world. In these 20 plus years, I've worn multiple hats, from selling, cross-selling to collections, remortgaging properties, payroll, benefits. I would keep breaking the monotony by, looking for newer opportunities. And for the past 8 plus years, I've been in the digital marketing world, from SEO to paid marketing, design to development, everything that comes under the digital marketing umbrella. So to answer your question, my journey has been filled with multiple roles and loads of learning.
Excellent. So Ravi, you talked about two things that you loved about Mumbai: value of time and the passion and the energy that you see, with the people there. So what are the key learnings from the professional journey that you can share with our listeners that they can get benefited from?
Sure. So I believe CQ is really important. I mean, IQ and EQ is good, but CQ, which is curiosity quotient, is the game changer. We all know how to do things. We know when to do it. We know what tools to use. But the most important question that we miss is why. Why are we doing what we are doing? And how does it impact the bigger picture? How does it impact the customer? How does it impact the business? We need to be curious about how things work. And I'm not saying that you take your smartphone and dismantle and see inside, right? But broadly, try and understand how things work. Learn something new. Keep a diary, updated with all the new things that you've learned, like a learning journal. Be a lifelong learner. And secondly, what I think is what has helped me personally grow is that I kept looking for opportunities, to do something different. Success truly comes when you break the comfort zone. And time and again, I see that making sense. Every now and then, you should assess your situation. You should see what you're doing. And is that what you really want? Don't hesitate to try something new, is what I would say. And lastly, like I said, time is very precious. This minute that just passed is gone, right? It'll never come back again. You must know where you're spending your time, or rather, I would say where you're investing your time. Look at your daily activity. See, is it helping you achieve the dream, the goal that you have? I mean, Netflix is okay, gaming is okay to some extent, but I would rather read a book or maybe, do a learning course than binge watch. Remember, time is money, but money cannot buy you time.
We could get those kind of tips much ahead of our game today. But just to summarize, one thing is about curiosity, be curious and try to note down things and always have that learning appetite. That is going to stick with me for a long time. And in addition to that, you spoke very important aspect about the time management. Time is money, but money cannot buy time. And we need to be watchful about what and how we are spending our time, be it binge watching on Netflixes or whatever. So make sure that we dedicate enough time to grow ourselves. So thank you so much for sharing those. And Ravi,
Sure.
now can we talk a bit about your success mantra?
Success mantra. This too shall pass. That has been my mantra for a very long time. I mean, if you look at our situation today, the difficult times with this pandemic and lockdowns, and imagine setting up a new company. It was tough. Hiring, onboarding, training, everything was virtual, but everything fell in place. We set up Sincro in India in September last year. I mean, I am a hardcore optimist, and I would always remember that any challenge or problem or issue will never last forever. We should take one day at a time. The other important thing I believe is to overcome fear, we must pass through it. The fight, flight, freeze mode is our natural response to any challenge, right? That's like a stress response that we have. What I do is I generally pause, breathe, assess the available options, and take it head on. I mean, that's the best way. I remember moving to Mumbai. That was way back in 2001. I was young. I'm still young at heart now. But I had never lived on my own. I couldn't cook. I, never actually stayed out of my home, right? So, but it all worked out. So in any situation, you either win or you learn. And lastly, I feel everyone should spend some time with themselves, alone time, like me time. And it doesn't matter if you're married or you're single. Just try and carve out that 30 minutes to start with. No task list, no to dos, just this question: who am I? Or whom do I want to become? Think about strategy, the big ideas that always needed time, right? Or listen to podcasts like these, or just read books. Personally, I have seen great positive impact. It has just changed me. So I think these are, not one mantra, but a few mantras that I follow.
Another set of nuggets of wisdom again. So Ravi, I think this is going in a very, very motivational way, and this is personally a learning experience for me. And two things that are very core that you mentioned: this too shall pass, and being resilient. And second aspect is spending that me time. It's more about the reflection and the introspection, where you want to be and all. So thank you for sharing such a wonderful nuggets of wisdom.
Sure.
And switching gears slightly, like you have been leading teams, like I have seen you as a one of the charismatic leaders at CDK, and you have a lot of fan following, and you build high performing teams. And what is your advice for those who are aspiring to become a leader like you?
Sure. So there are three things. Number one, become an expert. Know your domain, your industry, your customer, your competition. Keep upgrading your knowledge about your industry, right? Be or become a hands-on leader, which will again make you the go-to person for your team. Number two, know how to motivate your people. There is no one secret formula to motivate your team. It's always different strokes for different folks. Understand what works for that person, for that individual, and how you can inspire your. And lastly, trust. Trust is the biggest ingredient while managing a successful. Empower your team. Let them take decisions. Let them make mistakes. Let them learn from the mistakes. Do not micromanage them all the time. So I think, yeah, these can be, some tips that I can give to the leaders.
Excellent, Ravi. Don't micromanage and trust. Very powerful but profound 2 points that I would say. So, Ravi, Naveen talked about how charismatic you are and how people look up to you, right? And of course, being the colleagues, we have experienced it firsthand. But one thing that I always wanted to ask you is about you being always cheerful, lively, wearing your passion up your sleeve. What will you say is the secret behind this?
There is no secret. It's very simple. Anyone who decides to be cheerful and happy, he or she can. End of story. I always try to look at the positives in every situation. Even while interacting with the most pessimistic folks, I try to be positive. We should be positive. We should spread the positivity. Any interaction that we have with anyone, right? It can be with your direct report, it can be with your peer, it can be with your boss. Bring that energy to the conversation. Give it your 100%. Make it matter. After chatting with you, the person should feel all pepped up. And also my team is all, mostly millennials. They keep me energetic. It's really fun to work with, such a dynamic, creative, fun and diverse team that we have. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Excellent. So, Ravi, continuing to that part, I was going through your LinkedIn profile and there is this quote: you believe in investing in people and relationships. People, of course, we know, being that charismatic, looking up, the team looks up to you, positive, always hands on leader. But what do you mean by relationships? Can you please elaborate on that part?
Wow, so I'm happy that you saw my LinkedIn profile. Okay. So I strongly believe in having long-term meaningful relations. I mean, you would have heard the saying, right? To become successful, surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. I would like to add one more point to that. Surround yourself with people who care for you, who care for your success. Like, for example, there were so many friends, colleagues, who helped me while we were setting up Sincro in India. And they weren't really expecting anything from me. They just wanted me to be successful. So in any relationship, we should not always think about, what is the benefit or what am I gonna get from him or her. It shouldn't be like a give and take equation. We should have like genuine relationships, and that is what matters to me.
So this is wonderful, Ravi. I'm sure each one of the employee that is working with you will cherish every conversation and they become refreshed after every interaction. So now let's talk a bit about Syncro. Now that it has been an entity by itself and you have presence both in Hyderabad and major presence in Pune and across other global locations and all. Can we talk a little bit about the company, what Syncro does and all?
Sure, sure. So Syncro delivers digital marketing solutions to our North America auto dealers. Our intelligent technology, the expert services we have, and powerful strategic insights, they enable them to take the lead in their market. So Syncro has the vigor of a startup combined with 26-year heritage of pioneering digital marketing innovation. So you see the way people shop for cars is changing and marketing needs to keep up. So Syncro makes it easy for the dealers to evolve in the changing market. And that's in short, that's what we do.
That's great. And talking about the car buying experience, I think there is a lot of change in the last decade or so. Can you shed some light around that? How the car buying experience has changed?
Sure, sure. Now, Naveen, imagine you put a coin in a vending machine and get a car. That's how Carvana in US has taken the whole car buying experience to the next. They have a giant car vending machine. You can watch their video. So today, we can see a variety of automobile ads on Insta, on Facebook, YouTube, even on so many OTT platforms. We never imagined that, right, in the past. In fact, I read somewhere about the digital ad spend in US. It will reach almost $13 billion this year. That's huge. Now, today, the car buyers, they do extensive online research. They almost spend like 10, 12 hours online doing their search. Also, now you can buy a car completely online, sitting where you are. Websites have become the virtual stores. Customers can get a vehicle home delivered to, just like a pizza, not in 30 minutes. So all that I'm saying is the car buying journey is evolving every day. It's so exciting to see, so many changes and what the future will bring for us.
Ravi, you talked about two things: ATM for car,
It's like a vending machine. Yeah.
vending machine for
Yeah.
car,
Yeah.
and pizza delivery equivalent of car delivery at home. So, which are good. Carvana is doing phenomenally well in North America for sure. So, what is your view about the counterpart in India? How about Indian auto industry, specifically, on the digital front, actually?
Yeah, I mean, I was checking the Google India, the search report for 2020. Nearly 95% of new car sales in India are digitally influenced. 72% of the customers actually, are searching online for the nearest dealer in their area. More than 80% of the car buyers, they watch online videos. And what is important is that 9 out of 10 actually take some action. They go to the website or they call the dealer or they do something after watching the video. On the digital front, I think the pandemic has really accelerated the use of digital media, both for buyers as well as, the sellers, the auto dealers. We all know that the industry was badly hit by it. But the good news is that the market is recovering fast. The forecast for this financial year also looks very healthy. At least the passenger vehicle industry, that's expected to grow around 20% this year. And if you look at, the two-wheeler industry, that's also, marked at around 15%. So if we look at the digital ad spends for our auto industry in 2021, it is projected to cross almost 1,000 crore rupees, which is 25% of our total advertising spend overall. So certainly there is a huge scope for digital in the auto industry.
That's amazing. And Ravi, this has been an insightful conversation so far, and we would like to spice it up with some rapid fire questions. Are you
I
ready for
like.
a quick rapid fire?
I mean, am I getting a gift hamper like the Karan Johar?
Absolutely, based on how quickly you are going to answer.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, good one. We'll go ahead with the very first bullet out of our rapid fire.
Sure.
What is one thing that you look for in your prospective employees when you are planning to hire someone?
Hiring attitude, willing to learn attitude.
Okay, great. All right. So, speed or perfection, and why?
Neither. No, just do it right the first time.
Mhm.
Perfection is a myth, according to me.
Okay. All right. Here comes the third bullet. What is the one of the biggest challenges that you have faced to date?
Challenges, I would say learnings. Yeah. So I think moving to Mumbai. Yeah, that was the very first time that I came out of my shell, and that was very tough initially.
Okay. Here comes the interesting one. You can have a dinner party with any four people in the world, living or dead. Who is on your invite list other than your friends and family?
Four good living friends is okay for me. And why just four? I can have more. I mean, you have a good time with your friends, right?
Absolutely. So that's your personality, right? You are always a people's person. All right. So here comes the last one from the rapid fire. Invisibility or super strength?
Super strength always.
So thank you for making the rapid fire a
Did
really
I
rapid fire.
pass? Did I
You
pass?
indeed, and you've been a gift hamper actually. Awesome. So over to you, Sudhakar.
Thank you, Naveen. Ravi, that has been really fast, which is, rapid fire was actually rapid. So, one final question for this session, Ravi. Like I said, we would want to have more of these on different topics with you. But for this session, what is one piece of advice to those aspiring to make big in their careers?
Sure, sure. So I think, yeah, I feel that I keep saying this to a lot of people, your competition is with only one person, the one you see in the mirror. Try and get better each day. Learn something new, make mistakes, fail, but fail faster. Keep moving ahead. Stop comparing yourself with others. You are unique just like everyone else.
That is really profound, Ravi. Like your competition is only with one person, and that is you. Really phenomenal. Ravi, like Naveen said, I took a couple of points. I made note of them actually.
Awesome.
You know, this too shall pass. Don't hesitate to try out new things. Value time because the time that you spent cannot be recovered, whatever you do. And ensure that you are competing with yourself and appreciate your uniqueness. Try to be a better person from where you were a minute back, a day back, an year back. With those amazing thoughts, we really appreciate you taking time for us today. Thank you so much. As always, it has been pleasure having this interaction with you.
Awesome, awesome. I really, really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you so much, Naveen and Sudhakar, and all the best to you with the guiding voice. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Ravi, and pleasure hosting you. And good to see you back with vibrant energy. And of course, we had to reschedule this because of your commitments and all. Finally, we made it, and we are very glad to have you on board.
I'm glad we did it. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. So it brings us to the trivia segment of today's episode. And folks, today's trivia is about the first ever Macintosh computer. And the question is, do you know what was the special about the first Macintosh computer? I know you are thinking, but let me tell you the answer as per the ritual. The case of the first Macintosh computer includes 47 signatures on the inside of the device. And those are the signatures of the entire 1982 division that worked on this particular computer. Everybody signed the case. Interesting, isn't it? Thank you for listening. There's more in store, folks. Stay tuned. Take care. Be safe. Until next time, bye bye. And we are signing off for today. See you in the next episode.